Hello everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast today. This audio podcast is part of a bulletin particle. This audio podcast is part of a Storm Chimera. And this audio podcast as part of the journal. This audio podcast is part of a Storm and Ostix topic, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm and Ostix production. Uh, in this audio podcast, through this audio podcast, I look at sort of the sort of research gap or research approach, and sort of in around the sort of research question, the sort of strength and limitations of a publication, an initiative publication from Mohammed and team from 2015, looking at a publication in as part of the Lord Mayor of Bristol's blood and organ donation campaign initiative, an initiative in and as part of a publication and again as part and again as publication from 2015. So in as part of the research gap and approach, the main objective of this publication was to highlight the importance of solid organ transplantation and blood as part of blood and part of blood transfusion in ethnic minority communities, and look to increase sort of awareness, but also to see a collaboration between and across several sort of organizations. Um, in as part of the sort of research question, or the research question, the review this review or this publication looked at the challenges surrounding and around blood transfusion services and in around solid organ transplantation. And the publication, the initiative publication, had seven strategies, and with each strategy, there was a list of activities and that focused on aspects in as part of patient and public involvement, and work and where the where the where the work looked to where the work looked to where the work looked to draw in on draw in on aspects in regards to patient and public involvement, and in as part of awareness, in around awareness and sort of the educational aspects in as part of services, healthcare services, in again in as part of blood transfusion services, and also on solid organ transplantation. Some of the sort of strength of this particular publication was that there had been sort of an involvement as part of involvement in regard to the initiative, such that an evidence base prompts an understanding of laboratory investigations sort of behind blood transfusion services and in as part of solid organ transplantation. Additionally, the publication was developed to include those that have been to include those who have been involved as sort of volunteers in a way where for example where an original manifesto or a publication that was formed by and through a remit of the all party parliamentary kidney group, or APPKG, which that highlighted aspects in regard to the sort of the challenges in around solid organ transplantation, in around aspects pertaining to solid organ transplantation at the Houses of Parliament in around 2013, and so the publication looked to include sort of volunteers where the original manifesto and publication from the APPKG where they had prompted or encouraged where it was coverage sort of a sort of a collaborative basis. However, this particular publication, one of the sort of strengths around this particular publication was that it listed sort of volunteers and as part of the initiative that would have not been listed or co-authored in as part of the formal the sort of formal publication of the initiative, which had a formal sort of association or affiliation with NHS Blood and Transplant, NHSBT, and the weakness, some of the sort of the limitations of these publications was that owing to the lack of coordinated efforts at times, there have been issues to realize further activities surrounding sort of the seven strategies. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a bulletin particle, an audio podcast as part of a Ztorm Chimera, an audio podcast as part of the journal, and this an audio podcast as part of a Ztorm and Ostix topic.